Okay, so I am actually inside of a smart car. This is the smallest vehicle I can possibly imagine that you'd want to try this in. So what I've done is I've actually gone ahead and put down a pee pad on the floor. And I've also got one on the seat behind me. So I'm going to insert myself inside the bag. And first thing I have to do is I actually have to plug in the bag so that it can start to inflate. So I'll be right back. Okay, you can see inside, see how the bag is, we are inside of a smart car, and you can see the bag's pressed right up against the ceiling. It's pressed up right against the door. There's the shifter, there's the dashboard, and you can see my floorboard. So let me space out. You can see I've actually got quite a bit of space for being in such a confined area. That's because the bag is taking advantage of all the available space. So you can see right back here is the blower, and it's what's pressurizing us right now. So we're going to do this test. I have a full gallon of water right here, and here's my pump. What I'm going to do is start spraying down the walls. I'm going to try to stay away from this zipper, because the zipper is the weakest point. I mean, this is something that has to open and close. So if you're going to end up with water leaks, chances are that's where it's going to be at. But all of the seams have actually been completely sealed, so we shouldn't have any major water leaks. So here we go. And we're just going to start the hose down the sides of the walls. Now I can feel my pants getting wet. And this is going to run for about 6 minutes to get all of this. Now, in a real shower situation, you're not going to be spraying down the walls. You're going to be spraying you down. And we can see the water is just kind of running and dripping right onto the floorboard, which is what we want to see. I'm going to move away from the seat. You can see the pee pad back there, but you can see that the water is actually sitting above the pee pad. So I'm sitting in it, and we're just going to keep washing the inside. Get every last drop out of there. That does it. Okay, we have now gone through a full gallon of water. You can see our jug is completely empty, and we basically have a swimming pool on the floorboard of the car. So now what we're going to do is we're going to suck all this up and put it back in the jug. And what I have found works really good is this thing right here. This is a giant pool sucker. These things are really cheap. You just kind of put a couple of notches in the tip of it so that it's got a little bit of space for the water, so when you're pressing up against the floor. And then we're just going to start to suck up the water and inject it back. It's a little bit more challenging with a camera in a hand. A little slower too. Alright, so we have now sucked up most of the water that's in here. You can see all the droplets when I tap on it. how it's dropping. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna actually unzip it, and this whole thing is gonna drop down, and then I'm gonna try and get it right outside so we can get an accurate measurement on the pads. Okay. All right, so next, so we're just gonna go ahead and zip it. Take this thing right here up and out. Okay. Go ahead and unplug the USB power pack. Grab the pump. Put it on the ground. Grab this guy here. Put it on the ground. Now we're going to go ahead and carefully grab the entire bag system and put it outside. Okay. Looks like we actually had more water seepage, but look at the floor. The floor is really dry, but this area is because this is where the bag material is at. There's definitely a little bit of seepage, but let's see, let's pump up any that might have gotten onto the seat. The seat looks good, but notice the dash is dry. The ceiling is dry. The seats aren't soaked. There's no other evidence of water. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take these inside and we're going to weigh them to see how much weight in water we picked up. So one moment, please. Okay, so now we're going to weigh it. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually got 2 completely dry pads, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to reset the machine with the weight of them on there. Let's see. So get the 0 out. Now I'm going to take wet pads. Here's one of them. This is the one that was on the floor, which has a couple of moist spots, but it's not very wet at all. Put that up there. And then this is the one that was on the back of the seat. This is the one that got the wettest. And that's because there's a dip in the seat, so the water collects there, and with you sitting on it, just kind of presses it through the material. That's a common problem even in tents. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put that up there. Now we can get an actual water weight. The 2 of them comes out to 2.05 ounces of actual water. Just making sure that it's completely on there. 2.15. So we got 2.15 ounces of actual water seepage. So a towel would work just fine for, say, not leaving on the seat. And even so, pee pads are designed to really show wetness. That's what they're designed to do. So the actual amount of water is very, very minimal. Standing up, we're seeing about 2 tablespoons of actual seepage through the bag.